Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 7th. Hey, we're all back from New Year's. The shop is back open. But what we're going to do right now is spend a little bit of time with the guys helping you put a few more fish in the boat. We'll be right back with what Josh, Tom, Lee, and Gentry have to say. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 7th. We're joined by our New Year's firework, Lee Pitts, who's going to talk to us about Weiss Lake and Neely Henry. Lee, what's going on at Weiss Lake right now?
Right now, we got a lot of mud coming through here. It's we've had quite a bit of rain the last midweek for a couple of days, and it's just it's taking some time to get this mud on through. I'm looking out there right now, and she's rolling out there. We got two turbines running, and it's still a lot of stained water. It's just one of those things that I think that if you get out and you're going to fish, for one, watch all of the debris that's coming down the lake right now. I've seen trees coming through, logs, limbs, all kind of trash. So kind of be careful if you're out there, kind of letting that mercury eat a little bit. Keep a short enough watch out what's coming.
So what's the bite? We got mud. What's the bite?
It's one of those things. I really think that you're gonna have to find your eddy spots. This cold water, these fish are not going to just sit out there and fight that current. You're going to have to look for somewhere where they can kind of get out, not really have to run and chase something down. Spinnerbait bite's going to be a player, chatterbait, and then I think you're going to have to go to a jig or something like that and just I think once you find these fish, you're going to find some quality fish that are wanting to feed. But I believe you're going to have to kind of knock around and cover water till you find these fish.
All right, so we talked about Weiss Lake. What's going on at Neely Henry? Is it look for the cleaner water, run your mercury around until you find it?
Yeah, exactly what you said. Just get out and try to. I think you're going to have to go downriver some to get out of some of this current. Look for some of the creeks that is cleaned up a little bit, and getting down. And the same thing, you're going to have to find some fish that are wanting to feed. Find the eddy spots, find the breaks, find even behind these stumps or something. Just something that these fish don't have to just sit out there in this cold water and just fight to hold out there. Find comfort zones and find a little bit of cleaner water. And I think you can there's still fish to be caught, but it's one of those deals that the weather's thrown us another curveball. It's one of those deals that, hey, I hate to say it, but this time of year, February, the spring coming, Mother Nature's going to be against us a lot of the times on this. We're always not going to be the bearer of just great news, but hey, we still going to get out there and get with it.
Yeah, well, I got news for you. You're Roll Tide, Falcon Mercury's down there in the rigging bays. You're getting closer, brother.
Like I said, Roll Tide.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 7th. We're joined by our Mercury Pro staffer, Tom Ott, who's up there at Guntersville all that time. I know, Tom, you tried to go fishing a little bit, had a little bit of battery issues, but you still got to touch the lake. Tell me what's going on at Guntersville.
Well, I tell you, Dano, last week we talked about a bunch of rain coming, and it just kind of dodged us. We really didn't get that much. Yeah, right. I hear you. It really it missed us. So the lake really cleared up nice. Looks good. The New Year's Day tournament took 23, almost 24 pounds to win. 20 pounds is just kind of getting you a sniff right now. The lake is strong. I do think that, the fish aren't everywhere like we talked last week, but it's cleared up nice. Your A-rigs, certainly your jerk baits, swim baits, even some medium running crankbaits are starting to pick up. Your DT6s, DT8s, that kind of thing are starting to catch some good quality fish. But, you got to kind of poke around. But once you find those fish, are definitely feeding. And there's some good sized fish out there, too. I mean, average right now is 3 to 4 pounds, and that's nice. I mean, you can't beat that.
Are you having to fire up your Mercury Pro XS? Are you having to run around a lot and find them? Or do you have to fish through and find what you come across?
Unfortunately, I'm kind of one of those fish through guys, and not a stop at the juice kind of fella. But right now it's really we're looking at a lot of areas that the fish have historically been in. So I really think you can probably put the trolling motor down just about in any bay and fish through it, and you're going to come out with some nice fish. But if you really want to catch those quality fish, you're probably going to have to move around. Those fish are some of their are still hiding out in those winter haunts. We talked about fish getting real shallow on Guntersville, but there's still some fish out deep, and I think you can catch those with a heavy A rig or even a larger crankbait. Something's going to get down a little bit deeper, your jigs, that kind of deal. But they do seem to want something that's moving a little bit right now. Not real fast, but they do want it moving.
What kind of water temperatures were you seeing when you were up there the other day?
Yeah, we're seeing mid to upper 40s right now. I mean, I'd like to see it a little bit lower. The crappie bite gets really good, but we've got some stable water. It's come up. There's some areas, if we haven't really got any sun till this week, but I'm sure we'll start creeping towards the 50s, right? Early. But I'm sure we're in for a change on that as well too. I mean, Mother Nature's gonna just keep on poking at us until we get some springtime weather.
Our Mercury Pro staffer Tom Ott from Guntersville. Tom, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you again.
All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate it. Tight lines. Be safe out there.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 7th. We're joined by our Bass Cat Mercury Pro from Tato Designs, Josh Herron. Josh, what's going on at Logan Martin and Lay Lake? We hear it's kind of tough down there.
Man, we're still enjoying the glories of trying to catch a 14, 15-pound bag on the Coosa River. It's awesome, man. Fishing, you get little glimmers of hope, and then it goes away. So Mother Nature doesn't help anything lately. She seems to have a bit of an attitude. So somebody needs to figure out how to cheer her up. Yep. But, man, spots are biting a little bit, but they're kind of MIA right now. We got a ton of current that's coming down this river right now. And what's crazy is guys that normally catch them on an A-rig are kind of complaining right now. I think these fish are starting to get really educated.
So is it a spot-specific type of thing? Is that what you're looking for? Or are you having to run around, burn some gas through your Pro XS? What's going on?
Yeah, no, man. We're spending a bunch of time running around. It's kind of one of those deals right now. When you pull up, they're either going to bite or they're not. You're not really sitting there trying to milk out a place or anything like that. I pull up, make 4 or 5 casts I'm fishing a lot of little hard places right now. Just looking for stuff that kind of holds heat. Bottom end of the Coosa right now is 53, 54 degrees. It's actually a lot warmer than I thought it would be after ice was floating around on it. But, yeah. So, but other than that, man, it's kind of the same gig that we've been in for the past couple weeks. Fish really aren't moving around a lot, it doesn't seem like. The areas that are holding fish, they continually hold fish. And it just seems like, for spotted bass, it seems like it's those little hard spots that are kind of off the river, out of the current, where they could pull in and out to feed. And largemouth, I don't think they exist anymore.
Well, we know the largemouth get into a little, stuff, and maybe there's just not as much of it when the current's flowing that fast, huh?
No, I think they all got eaten.
Scooby stacks for stripers, right? Josh, man, we appreciate everything. We hope you get that Bass Cat Mercury out there, get it going, having some fun out there on the water. Thanks for the time you're spending with us as always. We appreciate it.
Boldly into the abyss, man. Y'all have a good week.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 7th. We're joined by Gentry Gordy, our pro staffer from down there around that Lake Martin and Jordan Lake area, who's going to share some information with us. All right, Gentry, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to put my Falcon Mercury in the water today. What do I want to do?
Dano and Jordan, thanks to this good rain we've had, your water's going to be muddy, which is what I like. You can get up shallow, you square bills. I wouldn't be scared to throw a red one. I know they were eating it at Lake Martin when I was there on Monday. But even you're flipping your grass, mid-creek areas all the way to the back with that cold snap, there's probably some shad dying off. I hadn't been there since the cold snap, but this is typically the time of year when them shads start to get back there in this cold weather and die off. So your spinner baits, especially with the stained water, your big thumping spinner baits, big square bills, your rattle traps back on your shallow flats and stuff like that should all be key.
If that was, if the water was clear, I'd probably want to be throwing a jerkbait or something like that as well, but the water's not clear. Do you go to a lift and drop technique with, say, maybe a rattle trap or something like that at that point? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, absolutely. Almost like like you're reeling a jig almost. You take your big 3/4 inch jig, throw that over a flat, how you kind of bump it and reel it and just keep barely keep contact with it. It's the same way I do those rattle trouts.
Okay, let's turn our attention to Lake Martin. If I'm going to go put that Falcon Mercury in the water down there, what's my approach going to be? If you're like me, I'm going to find stained water, and it's there with this rain. Sandy, even places in Calliope has got a little bit of stain to it. Now, your mid-lake, your middle of the lake, Paces Point area is still going to be clear. But I did start to see some better quality of fish up on your shallow brush, stuff that you can visually see, your tires and your Christmas trees. Oh, okay.
A crankbait over it. My biggest fish Monday actually come on a buzz bait right over the top of a Christmas tree. It was 2.5 pound spotted bass. What
was the water temperature?
Water temperature was 57, 56, right in that area. Which it got warm, but here it's starting to cool off again. Of course, after this front pushed through, so it should stay that way, especially for the weekend. The rule of thumb on Lake Martin is anything above 55-degree water temperature, they will eat top water.
It's like fall temperatures. Hey, Gentry, as always, man, we appreciate you guiding us Mercury guys around. Thanks for the help, and we'll talk to you again next week, brother. Have a good day.
Absolutely, guys. Y'all take care.
Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 7th. Thanks to you for tuning in and checking this thing out every week. We hope it helps you put a few more fish in the boat. Hey, the shop is open, and we're going to be doing a bit more stuff with our digital marketing and our lives and things like that to bring you some more fishing entertainment. We got some events coming up. Stay tuned, and we'll be back to be able to share more with you. Thanks for doing what you do and being the best part of Bucks Island.